What's going on, guys? Just want to do a quick video on the gun I used at Nationals, at Racegun Nationals, just the other day. Just got back yesterday and got a lot of questions. What am I using? Most people could see it was a 2011, and if you watch, you can see I tagged them, but it's a Mclearn Customs 2011, and this is the Gladius. So that is what I'm using. It's custom for some of my specifications. They sent it to me. They were gracious enough to build me one, and then made some small revisions to just some personal changes for me coming from a SIG 320. Basically, striker fire guns don't have safeties. That was kind of the biggest thing, the biggest change. And as you've seen in my other post, I posted what they did for me. But before I show you that, I'll show you some of the other things. For my grip that I've established for my scoop draw, it's a little bit different. I don't really teach it, I show it, but if you've followed me, if you're familiar, I do what I call stacking. So when I scoop the gun, I actually come up like at this angle, right? And I'm going towards the target. And what happens is my middle finger hits first, and then my ring finger kind of beats the middle finger up to the trigger guard. It doesn't go all the way. So essentially what you get is a grip like this. So it's stacking my middle finger on my ring finger a little bit. And that's just kind of where it lands. It kind of happened by accident a long time ago, and it created a better grip. It actually kind of cinches in there a little bit high and tight, and works really well for me. And it's repeatable. So I just went with it, and that's just become what I do. Anyways, so that being said, I got rid of the double undercut that these lowers have, and I believe this is a Chile lower. I could be wrong, but we got rid of that. I also went with a rounded trigger, just my preference. I like to find the middle of it. On the 2011, on the 320, that hybrid trigger that Gray Guns has was my preference, and it's slightly rounded, still flat in the front, just like this. But this is just straight back as opposed to the lever that most striker fire guns, or all striker fire guns have. So I just wanted that familiarity. Another thing was the beaver tail. The beaver tail is shortened, so they cut off all that we could pretty much. So just basically to cover the hammer. So that allows me in my scoop to get around this much easier. Made a big difference. I was able to adapt to this beaver tail with a scoop draw much easier. So those are the big ones. I added just a simple, I bought 2 little paddles for it because this is a nice big grip. I really like this grip. And my thumb is, I've got long thumbs, but because of my grip, I come a little bit more behind the gun with that scoop. And this little, I don't know what you call it, this little pad, it just kind of makes it a little bit larger, sticks out just slightly more. And now I'm able to reach it easily and didn't have any issues once I got this on there. All right, lastly, the safety. So the safety was a big thing because you 1911 and 2011 guys know how those kind of ride flat across the top of the grip. And most of you are used to riding your thumbs on that while you shoot. I am not. If you've seen my shooting, I kind of float my thumbs. So especially as you see, my dominant hand just naturally kind of goes, it doesn't go along the slide. My support hand does, but my strong hand thumb just kind of floats. So I'm still making the adjustment to make it more normal, that it does ride closer to the slide, so I can engage the safety. And I can just lay it on there. And as you can see, they cut off the fin, or the lever, and they re-welded it high and pointing much higher to get it away for 2 reasons. One, for obviously for me to disengage it a little bit more naturally from what I'm used to, because I was just not getting it off. I wasn't getting the safety off when I was drawing it when I originally got this. So this helped immensely. The other thing was when it's off and I'm gripping it with my support hand, let's see if I can show you here. I ride it about right here when I get the grip I want. So as you can see, it's still close to it, And at nationals, I still engaged it a couple times with my support hand, even it being that high. As you can see, as you kind of torque the gun, I can just touch it. And when you're under pressure and you have adrenaline going, you know, you're squeezing, you're moving, things are happening, and you just slightly engage that on, and now the gun won't cycle, the trigger won't go. So we're gonna have more revisions coming out. I'm working with them. I don't want to talk out of turn because it's really not up to me, but we've talked about plans on making safeties for guys like me. And I know there's a lot of you, because I've been getting tons of comments and messages where to get a safety like this. Did an amazing job with this, but it was just last minute to get this done, because the work they do is phenomenal, even for a last minute. You look at that, they just cut it off and re-welded it on, and it looks great. And that was just to get it done really quick with the short time we had. The other thing that I did was I cut the other side off, because I was actually, and still engaging it, with that high grip, with my dominant hand. So I didn't know that. I thought it was just my support hand, but that's what I ran into. So I was able to, I did the hack job on this side and took that off myself. So it worked really well. I still had some things that I was doing engaging it, and we're gonna make hopefully soon a new safety where it gets it much higher and out of the way, so that it just can't happen, right? So that's the goal. But all right, family got home mid-video, so I'll edit this somehow. So I was talking about the safety, I believe. Yes, they did a rush job, but a phenomenal job on adjusting that safety, and it was very workable. However, my grip is so high, and I know that there's a lot of others like me out there that are going to 2011s for LO division, and I just wanted a bit higher. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna make one. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we're working on it, or I should say they are, right? I've got the ideas. I'm the idea factory, but I know there's a lot of you that are looking forward to this. So hopefully it's able to happen soon. Yeah, so we're going to come up with something soon that's going to be obviously much better than this, but this worked phenomenally, even though I still had some issues with it just not being high enough. But there's only so much you can do with, you know, the parts that are out there currently. So we're going to move forward. The other side, I did the hack job of this. I just dremeled it off and used actually a hacksaw, a literal hacksaw for this hack job to cut the final part off, and then just kind of like smooth it over, right? So if you saw my videos, when I got my weak hand grip on the weak hand stage, I was able to bump it on like that, and it destroyed me. Anyways, it's hard to relive it, and I couldn't get it off because I took this side off, but had I not taken this side off, I would have been bumping it off on even more. So anyways, we're gonna come up with some cool stuff, I think, for my neediness. But I don't think I'm alone. I think you guys, some of you guys might have some of the same wants or neediness that I have. So another note is that video I put out of me working the safety in was not smart either. So they make it very hard to put on, easy off, but hard to get on, and that is so that you don't accidentally pump it on. So little did I know that I was creating an issue that would hurt me big time at nationals, because if that was a lot harder to put on, because now it's easy because it's worn in, because I was working it like I thought was super smart. No, it wasn't. They make it very they do something to make it very difficult to get on, but easy to come off. So I won't be doing that again. You learn from your mistakes, right? You learn the most when you make a mistake, I think, and I learned a lot at this nationals. So anyways, topped with a 507 comp from HoloSun. I actually, what's kind of funny, quick story, the other one's sitting right over there. The one brand new one I had on it getting ready to go train my last training session, and I had it in one of my bags, and I thought I had zipped it up, and I picked it up, and it just fell out and went first optic I broke from Hollow Sun, and that's because I dropped it on this concrete floor in here, and this is a heavy gun, and fortunately it didn't hurt the gun. Like, there's no, oh, I lied, I think it bounced, but it landed right on the optic, and I don't know where else it hit, but it looks like there's a little ding there too. So sorry guys, but it's a tool. I love this thing. I really enjoyed it. As each day went on at Nationals, I got more and more comfortable. You guys are really going to learn a lot about me on this one. Another stupid thing that I did originally when I got this, they come with a 9 or 10 pound spring, and when I was testing it, I have very high power factor ammo that I like it about 138 power factor, and that's what it ran in my SIGs. Great, no problem. And I run a 14 or 15 pound spring depending in my SIGs to run that comfortably. So the 9 pound spring when I was shooting it was really rough, right? A little too much. So I used one of my springs, just that I had for my SIGs that run basically 1911 springs, and threw it in there, and it was better. It slowed it down, but it wasn't as predictable as I thought it should be. However, when I got to Nationals after day 1, talking to Isaac Mclearn, who was also shooting, by the way, 5th place. That guy took 5th place. He destroyed me. He's the better Isaac. Little did I know. So after the first day, he looked at it and he said, yeah, that spring is too long, it's binding. He measured and cut 6 coils off that spring, the spring that's in it now. And once he did that and I shot it, it was beautiful. It's not even tuned yet. We haven't even, no time to R&D the ammo or the springs or really fine tune this thing. Just basically took it and ran with what I got. And made the mistake of changing the spring, and it was oversprung, and because of the binding I was getting very erratic returns. It wasn't predictable, so my hits day 1 were terrible. So when I come back day 2, I was 105th place coming into day 2 from day 1. That's how bad it was. Projected, high available. After day 2, because this thing ran so much more predictable and I was getting more and more comfortable with it, I jumped up to projected 25th place of high available points. So then day 3 comes, I'm even more comfortable. I still hit the safety on one of the stages, and then I blew my last stage. No excuses. It just I had the stage plan. I didn't execute the stage plan well. I got a little distracted by some of the sun, the glare. Blew my last stage, but going into the last stage, I'd worked all the way up to 12th place, and that's because I ended 17th, so I blew it on the last stage and bumped back. But this gun being comfortable and better sprung, not even appropriately sprung, and not even having the appropriate ammo to fine tune it the way of what its ability is, the possibilities with this is I was able to come all the way back to 12th place before the last stage, little asterisk there, because of how good this was shooting. So I just wanted to make this video to thank Mclearn Customs for building this for me and allowing me to use it, basically doing everything they can for my neediness to make it shootable for me, for my deficiencies. But through that, we learned a lot. And we learned that there's a demand because there's more of you that want a safety that rides higher. Some might want an angle, but at least generally we want that safety a little bit higher, and it's not out yet. So soon. I'm sure there's some other things there's things I'm looking at that I would like to try to create or change. Just little things, little ergonomic things that I feel might actually make the gun even better. But that'll be later. So. Again, thank you, Mclearn Customs. Thank you, Isaac, for making this as good as you can make it, even despite my screw-ups. And thank you, Hollow Sun. Great optics. As I said, I have not broken one from shooting it. I just dropped it on concrete and was able to crack the glass. And I am really excited about using this at other matches, and we'll see. We'll see. I think there's a lot to come. I haven't even tried the 5-inch. This is 5-inch. This is the 4.6 Gladius, as I've said, and I think the 5-inch. I don't know if it's going to be better. I don't know if I'm going to like it more. It's going to be preference, right, for each of you. So don't think that just because the 4.6 works, may or may not work better. Try them both. Like, if you get the opportunity, if you see me out there and you want to try to test this, if I can do it, no problem. And that's the cool thing about the shooting community, is like everybody is awesome. For the most part, everybody's awesome in the shooting community. And we all want to see each other get better and succeed. And it's like all the way up from the lowest levels all the way up to the super squad. Those guys, even though they're my competitors, I'm rooting for them. They're rooting for me, and there's nothing any of us love more, which is crazy. It's like unanimous, than seeing anybody, even your competitor that you're trying to beat, burn down a stage, and you just love seeing that. And it was very, very prevalent in our squad at the highest level, the best shooters in the country, if not the world, cheering each other on to crush it. So very cool. Very thankful to be a part of this shooting community, and have the sponsors I have and the support I have, and you guys supporting me, coming up to me at matches or messaging me. It's really special what we have in this whole shooting community. Even though the competition world is small, it affects literally the entire shooting community. And I don't know if you guys realize that. What we do in the shooting competitive sports changes things throughout all the gun world. So I feel very honored to be a part of that, and I have you guys to thank, because you guys, keep me going, message, comment, and all that stuff, and and I like being part of it. And anyways, hit me up, let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully that covers everything about this build. Long-winded video. I'll probably have to edit a lot, but yeah, hit me up with any questions, and I'll be shooting this at Area 2 as well, in the exact same setup. We won't have time. There's some changes we want to make, but that's going to come afterwards, probably in the off season. Definitely in the off season, because I want to try to defend my title at Area 2, and hopefully I can do it with this gun. If you like this, please comment, let me know if you want more of these. I can do some in-depth stuff like this with other guns as I use them at like local matches or training with them, just testing things out, because I've got a bunch of new guns that I'm really excited it's just fun, right? More to come. Super excited and thankful. And yeah, stay tuned. Thanks, guys.